Hey guys, it is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, and I'm back with some free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. All right, guys, we are continuing with the month of August themed with free reverb plugins, VST reverb plugins. All right, so let's jump right into it. The free VSTs for today are as follows. And of course, we're going to be dealing with a couple of synths for the summer months of free synths. So let's jump right into it. Here we go. So first up here, we have Solaris. So with this one, it is pretty versatile. It's a very big, lush, very over-the-top reverb. Like they say, they have a situation over here setting that says shimmer, so it's going to give you a lot of high-end saturation work if you dial that in to add like extra shine and sheen on the top end. So it's kind of an over-the-top reverb. I'm sure you can get more subtle things, but it's all about big, lush, over-the-top reverb effect. The interface is resizable. It is pretty intuitive. Settings are pretty much self-explanatory. So over here we have the enable, dry wet, warm button here. We have sync for the pre-delay, so you can do milliseconds or you can have it synced and set up by time signatures like quarter note, half note, whole note, 1/8, triplet, stuff like that. Over here we have chorale, which is just dealing with a certain type of filtering, how they filter certain vowels, certain frequencies to let certain vowels kind of poke through and give you like more of that over-the-top effect. Here we have visual representation of the room size and just how the room space is being filtered, low, high side, if you're filtering it out. So this image is showing that both sides, high and low, is being filtered. And they have a representation of the room size here, so you could dial in how big the room sounds, room size. Over here we got the shimmer settings like I talked about before, filtering over here, and modulation, depth and rate. So definitely check out this reverb. It has 64-bit processing, also has 32-bit, and they have VST2, VST3. I think it should be Mac and PC compatible. Don't quote me on that though. But very good reverb. Check it out, guys. Next up, we have Oral River. So this one's been around for a while. Very, very good reverb, algorithmic reverb. And it can go from small room to like a very big room, great hall, as they say here. Pretty straightforward parameters, very, very nice interface, nice to look at and nice to use, very intuitive, and a lot of parameters for you to really dial in your specifics for your reverb. So because of all the parameters that are there, all the different options, that's what makes it a very versatile reverb, so you can get a wide range of different types of reverb sounds. So we have dry wet, pre-delay, we have the width, We have early reflection, variation 1 and 2. We have decay time. All these settings is what's going to really make this reverb very, very versatile and very complex, and make it very pleasing to the ear and inspiring for the vocalist if you put it on while a vocalist is recording or vibing. Then we have room size, we have diffusion, dampening, high and low. We have modulation depth, modulation speed. Over here we have an EQ section where you have control over low, mid, and the high. And then over here we have more blending sliders for early reflection, the overall reverb, and the wetness. So it's a lot to dial in, but they give you a bunch of presets for you to just start from there, and then you can tweak the preset, or if you want to just start from scratch. But you have presets there if you just want to go through the presets and see how that inspires you. So that is Aural River. Next up we have Giant Reverb. This one is, like it says, designed for infinite spaces, hence the name Giant Reverb. They have presets here. I'm not too much a fan of the interface, but it's usable. I get what they're going for. And it says here you can have infinite decay time. So we have feedback settings, clarity, bandwidth, pre-delay, pre-warmth. There's a wet-dry slider in the middle here. Then you have your input level, output level, modulation speed, and shape. So this has presets too, so you can go through those just to get an idea of what this plugin can do. So now moving on to the summer months of free synths. So for today we have, once again, from Full Bucket Media. I've been going through a lot of their synths for this month. We have The Screw with 3 O's. So this one is a polyphonic synthesizer. We have VST2, VST3 support, up to 64 voices of polyphony, and all the typical features you would see in a synth. So I don't think most of these sounds are like leading sounds, like main sounds, but they're good supporting sounds, pads, very synthy strings, very synthesized sounding strings, and they're decent. They have some cool plucks, decent leads, and I'm sure it has like usable basses if you process them right. The interface is resizable, very intuitive, very straightforward, 2 oscillators and all the usual suspects, forming controls, amplifiers, LFOs, modulation envelopes. We have 3 of them, all the usual suspects for a synthesizer. So definitely check that one out. Next up, again, we have from Full Bucket is The Blue with 3 O's. Once again, this one is a classic subtractive synthesizer. And once again, usual suspects. 2 oscillators, 2 filters. We got some LFOs here, 3 of them. 3 envelopes, all the basic stuff, amp modulation, the amp section, LFO, tons of presets, resizable interface, VST2, VST3, clap support, Mac, Windows, all the typical things. These are pretty updated plugins, fairly new. I think this was like maybe a year and a half ago this was released. So, and they have a ton of presets also, if you want to just check them out. But like I said, most of their synths, these synths don't really have like great main sounds. You might find 1 or 2, depending on what inspires you. But they have good supporting sounds, pads, leads, things of that nature. If you want to stack sounds, this will give you some nice layering because you'll get some interesting textures outside of like these really rich, lush synths. Not to say this doesn't have rich, lush sounds, but it has a lot more supporting sounds that'll aid you well in stacking. So that's pretty much it for the list for today, guys. The link is in the description. It'll take you to this blog page where you can check out the information, detailed information, and you have links to the websites and to the various downloads respectively. So definitely check that out. Also, there is a link in the description for a video series I did on PC specs and how it relates to music production. So if you're looking to understand how your software, your DAW works along with your computer and its internal components to help you produce music smoothly and effectively without any issues, without any glitching and hitching, definitely check out that series. It'll help you understand if you're having issues, what you need to improve, upgrade. Do I need more RAM? How does my hard drive size affect what I'm doing, my workflow, and the smoothness of it, my workload? How does the CPU support that? What type of CPU I need? How many cores? Types of cores? How important is multi-core processing to what you're doing? And just for you to understand how everything works to help support your type of workload and workflow in music production, whether you're a songwriter and you're using DAWs for like minimal songwriting, or if you do a lot of heavy composing, whether it be orchestration, or if you're composing or doing a lot of sound design, a lot of synth, modular synthesis, all that good stuff. If you're just beat making, doing a lot of sampling, if you do a lot of mixing, mastering, this will help you understand what you need on your system, power-wise, specs-wise, to kind of get that smooth playback, smooth response, issue-free functionality with your DAW and your music software. So check that out. One more link in the description that gives you, gets you to the playlist for these videos that I do. It is a growing playlist. This video will be added at the end of the stream. So a growing playlist of videos. If you're looking for more free VST plugins, you can check out that playlist. There's over 300 videos there if you are looking for more free VSTs. All right, guys, check back. I should be back on Thursday for the second video for this week. I do these videos twice a week if you need more free VST plugins. So check back this week. And until next time, you will see me in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.